to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis Pierre at the wheel. Politics to faith, the latest trend. We talk it out from end to end. When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency.
Welcome, brothers, welcome, sisters, welcome to our program On Target. Always remember we on We FM 91.9, 91.5, We Noise FM in Brooklyn, New York, 94.9. And we always encourage you to share our program, like our program, and subscribe to Real FM. That's the least you could do for us. It costs you nothing, but it's very good in helping to grow local content on YouTube. Thank you very much. The door is open, and we want somebody to bowl the ball. The number to call is 442-0175, and we apologize for a minute or two late. Let's go. This period of time we are approaching independence. On the 7th of February will be 52 years since we get independence. Welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Again, I must commend you on the skillfulness that you exercise via these waves of Real FM. Mr. Pierre, I'm thinking about something very, very deep here. Our economy of the state of Grenada is very much depleted. And as the Grenadians can see from the outset, that all of the projects that the former administration had left, one or two of them have been completed, thank God. But the other thing is that there are so many other projects in the deep to finish, to be concluded. Now, the question is, where is the money? There were finances allocated for those projects, to finish those projects. But what the government did when they came in, they spent mostly all of it to pay the retroactive pension, on which they say they pay the pension. Not only that, the finances they're located in the treasury to finish the project. All right? Now, there are so many, especially this one gentleman. I love his zeal and his effort in supporting and backing his party. But not saying, he always speak about what the Prime Minister, the government say that they would do in the manifesto. Well, the government, the party, they have concluded every one of them. But what the manifesto is not saying or haven't told us or done is that they have not put things in place for the TAMCC. All right? They gave them what they said, the tuition, they paid the tuition and all of that. But it has nothing to do with the movement of the students to go to school and the well-being of the students, to pay the way for the buses. I could remember the former administration, they supported the students in an all. They paid the tuition. They gave them, they set things up that they can get transport. They had the safety net that they could get food. Now, they were saying, what this administration is saying, that they would get rid of the handouts and they would make it viable. They would make sure that the people that are applying the different trades and different activities or disciplines be supported by the government. But I'm not seeing that. Not only that, the primary school students, they had surrendered, the government had surrendered the dollar. Told them that don't pay, we're going to take care of that. Today the pots are turned down in some of the schools. Today, they are asking, begging parents to send support, financial support to the schools in order to pay for lunches and etc. So that government, this government is a government that has broken the promises to the people of Grenada. But not only that, finally, the economy, according to you always saying that it is a free fall. The economy has crashed. I remember the very said Attorney General, together with Dr. Mitchell, have said that if you pay that retroactive pension in a ad hoc manner, it will put the of the state of Grenada in an unrepairable state, right? And that is exactly where we are today. We're in a place that we cannot recover easily. It only take, I remember in 2013 when the New National Party won the election, right? They had Mitchell and the team had to work something out immediately to pay salaries and to get a safety net that our people would not continue to suffer. We suffered so much between 2008 to 2013. Thank God NNP came into office. Continued that work from 2013 straight up to 2022. We saw we had the COVID, right? We had the COVID, and you could read about it. Go Google and search up the COVID situation, and you would see. The government of Grenada had sent home nobody. We lost so many workers down at the SGU. Our prime minister knows all the workers that were sent home. Our prime minister was the lawyer for SGU at the time, right? So we're not guessing nothing. We are hitting it straight. So what I want the Ghanaian people to do, prepare themselves. You have the freedom, according to the Constitution of Grenada. We have the freedom, the autonomy to go to the polls on the day of election. Make sure you register. Make sure your senior names on the list. And vote resoundingly for the new party under the leadership of Mrs. the Honorable Emmeline Pierre. And let's get rid of victimization, rid of poverty.
Thank you, Color.
You know, I mean, poverty is going to be there, but we're going to minimize it at a great percentage. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you, Color. Well, I have to agree with the Color. The biggest concern is when a government lacks the ability to grow the economy. You could have what master plan that you have. You must grow the economy. And in what we see is the government dismantling the economic guardrails, the economic discipline that was legislated by previous government working with the International Monetary Fund. The government is dismantling it. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Hey, after Mr. Pierre.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre, I will give some of the achievement of the NMP in governance. We have the liberalization of the telecommunication. We have the most scholarship for given out to the people going to compete mathematics. We have the upgrading of schools, building of schools. We have the upgrading of the education system. We have also the upgrading of the airport, Mr. Pierre. And when you look at games up here, when you pass by a school, right? No, Mr. Pierre, everybody, majority of teachers, they have a vehicle. They have a vehicle. Because you see, the NMP policy is to empower people and to make people life better. Because when you pass out of school, Mr. Pierre, and see one vehicle, you have to ask the question, who would that vehicle live for? You know, definitely that vehicle is the principal vehicle. But right now, the majority of teachers, they have vehicles in the possession. And because when you look at games that pay, the government that pay the most money and increase in salary for the people going to carry on the matter is NMP. NMP. Because NMP policy about empowering people, not about empowering some people of the back of others. NMP is an inclusive party and they want to see everybody develop. And NMP is a party that develop people, it help people go forward and not some go forward and some go back. Because for we to go forward, everyone have to benefit of whatever little kakada that come into the coffers of the government. That is just some
Thank
of
you,
the
caller.
achievement of NMP.
Thank you, caller. Just one qualifier. Not most of the teachers have cars. About 20% of the teachers have vehicles. So you can't say the majority. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Pierre. How you doing, man?
Yes, caller, good man.
Mr. Pierre, is this guy KJ going to call you? But he's going to call you this morning, all right? Please, if he call you, take some call and shopping for this guy. Mr. Pierre, the creative art, the millions of dollars they spent to light up the coronage, is that still exist? I ain't nothing about that. I want to ask that brother who talking, if he's part of Deacon calling people in the house, beggy. I want to know if he's part of Deacon want to sign the gay bill in Belgium. And he told lies to us. Is he eating a food his pie on Deacon plate? Yesterday, Mr. Pierre listened to Ron on Ride Along. And Ron talking about the population. I mean, why are they doing that? They're talking about the population with water development and water. Hey, Ron, the brothers who shop from Haiti and all they turn them back. They wasn't criminal. I doubt. No, all you forced to take in criminal. All you was forced. And there's nothing all you could do about it. Just sit back there and make excuse, man. Just sit back there and make excuse. You're talking like if some kind of thing with what you're trying to say. And no. All you was forced to take criminals. Mr. Pierre, but if they're smart, I'm going to say that I would have given the NMP that ideas when Miss Pierre get in the office. But I could tell them straight. I could tell them that. If all you're smart, all you're cashing from that, what all you do? They want the loans. All you took. I say about hospital, teaching hospital, body parts hospital. All you take the same loan and the criminals dump on all you. Take them and make them fit the country. Give them the two things inside it and let them fit the country. Let them fix the article in the country. Yes, take them before the smart only we did that. But it's not going to go about it. Mr. Pierre, when KJ came, this brother call.
Thank you, caller.
Please open the line and take some call.
Thank you, caller. We have a call on the line? Yeah, the first gentleman that spoke about growing the economy, that's where my concern is. Policies and issues. And that is my biggest issue with the government. It doesn't seem that they have the ability to grow the economy. But what they're doing, they're dismantling the economic disciplines that was legislated and the guardrails. They're not paying the national debt. They suspend the payment of national debt. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. What would cause countries not to accept the national? Because I find that to me, I say thinking about it, I say you have to be straight because I know all countries, I know Grenadian who commit crime in America, who bank robbery, and they come back in Marshall in handcuff and thing, and Grenada accepting all that. So I wonder what could cause a country not to accept the national. You have to be some kind of criminal or some kind of because and I'll say you want the best of what they're saying, like
And that is a Rama pool. It's an embarrassment to St. Patrick's.
So that the question I'm asking, what could cause that country not to accept the national? That to me, that's strange. And they have to be very careful. That's strange for a country not to take them. That means you have to be the hardcore criminal. Take him, Mr. Pierre.
Most of the countries who in direct controversy with the United States of America, like Iran, perhaps Russia, not even Russia, Venezuela then most of them don't want to accept the nationals back, and that is rather politics. But the Caribbean countries should not accept nationals out from the Caribbean. The CARICOM countries, and I've said it 2 years ago, they should negotiate with Donald Trump, America, and accept returning nationals from any Caribbean country, because they would have an internal arrangement that the other countries in the CARICOM going to accept the national. So let us suppose 25 Bajans was sent to Grenada. The next day or as soon as possible, Barbados would take back the 25 Bajans. But Grenada must not accept criminals, mental people, and criminals and narco terrorists from third countries. The people the United States are sending back, many of them are mentally sick. They are narco terrorists and they are criminals. So said Donald Trump, and I believe him. Donald Trump says rapists. He says criminals. He says narco terrorists. And he's sending them back to any third country that would accept them. Some of them, I think, went into one of the countries in South America. And they have a special prison there for them. So these people that come in, Grenada would not know if they have any talents. Donald Trump said, and I believe him, that countries like Venezuela and Cuba and other countries open the mental institute and send mad people in America. Criminals, rapists, and narco terrorists. Some of the people that Donald Trump is sending back is hardline criminal. And the people don't want them. Psychopath. Or you call them sex addicts. So the Grenada and the rest of the Caribbean island should say no. We only accepting returning nationals from our country, and if the OECS or the Caribbean have an internal relationship to facilitate the process, we will accept CARICOM countries. And then you have an internal relationship so that the CARICOM countries is going to immediately take from you their nationals. We should accept some Haitian. Now we could say we should accept some Haitian. Because one of the challenges you have, these individuals don't have family members. So if they're mad, they have to stay mad. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
I want to be in support with you, but my support is only Grenadian. No Vinci, no Dominican. If Donald Trump whole Grenadian, they come out to Grenada. Remember, but when Reagan was in power, they said they open up, Reagan said you open up visa for Cuban. And Fidel opened the crazy house.
He opened the crazy house and he opened the crazy house and he sent out endless prisoners.
And the jail.
Yeah.
Go in America. I want to go to America. Go.
Go on.
But Donald Trump say, oh, want to get rid of them. But Grenada don't want them.
So
you only taking all you want, Grenadians.
But
I kind of want to believe, I kind of like what they can say. You know? You bring back the same money people them, you have to build a place to put them, and you have to maintain them.
For how long?
How long?
Well, Donald Trump might say he going to maintain them for a year, he give you a couple $1 million and end the story. You have this view for the, and which country go take them from you? You have to give them citizenship.
You are telling they can now, Mr. Pierre. They can. Only take Grenadian alone. No Vinci, no Dominican, nobody. No Bajan. Only Grenadian. I listen to you, Mr. Pierre.
That is when you have the foreign ministers in the Caribbean, they didn't worth the salt. We have been shouting out from the time Donald Trump come in power, because we know, we studied Donald Trump, that the CARICOM countries should negotiate with Donald Trump and make a call to accept all the illegal immigrants. and even offer to accept anybody coming from the Caribbean, from the CARICOM countries, and we're going to facilitate the process. They never did. They sit down beating the chest from Mia Motley to Deacon, refused to attend high-level meeting with America and beating the chest, saying you could take back your citizenship. Well, these leaders have to be stupid. You didn't go there to seek your interests. You go to seek the country's interests. And your economy is in the doorstep of the United States of America. Not in the back door, in the front door. The SGU, and Grenadians must know that, contribute more than 20% of the GDP. Our tourism is based and dependent on America. The CBI program is United States gratis. And although agriculture contributes about 6% of the GDP, we sell fish, well, we can't sell it now, and source up to the US market. There are 20 other agriculture products that we could sell to the US market, but we don't have enough. So our government was misled by the extremists in our country with the ideologue. This is a time for economy. Big countries in the world like Saudi Arabia and other countries, they put their economy, the economic interests in front. But we have some Caribbean leaders that supporting communism. They sell us out. And Deacon, I've always said, is being used. It's just a front. Deacon don't care about ideology. It's just he want to be a billionaire. That's all. But the caller make a point on growing the economy, growing the economy of the country. And I think that is very important. The NDC is not paying foreign debt. And while they're doing that, they're running up massive unpaid claims in the Treasury. The rumors and speculation of corruption, the NDC cannot respond to it. I have never heard that level of rumors and speculation of corruption in Grenada. The National Lottery started in 1979 under the revolution, copying the St. Vincent model. And I have never heard about that level of corruption in National Lottery. The Grenada Development Bank in 1973, millions of dollars was siphoned from the bank to go in the coffers of NDC heavyweight. Gravel and concrete, I've never heard about that level of corruption. We hear about bad management, but it seems that is just thieving that going on there. You look at the corruption of the Public Service Commission and the Integrity Commission and the dismantling of the Imani program. So definitely, you're not growing the economy, you're mashing up the guardrails, you're dismantling the legislated economic discipline put in place for good management, you're not paying your debt, and we are hearing of massive corruption in significant areas. While you're doing that, you're dismantling the Imani program. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, and Mr. Pierre, let me don't forget marketing board. You have to link marketing board in that way.
Well, you know, NDC is the worst government where farmers is concerned. They cut down Belvedere nutmeg.
Yes.
They dig up around the lake to plant organic nutmeg without organic material. Now they're dismantling marketing board. They suggest they're going to get a net to hold the seaweed in the sea, and you will get shocked. I mean, I've never heard this thing in my life.
Mr. Pierre, how much acres they take to build when they say polar race? That is
About 90, 70, and 90 acres. Agricultural land.
Agricultural land, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And there's,
you know, I was listening. I listen you whole
yes.
I did.
And there is absolutely no need for a new hospital. None at all. There is room in the St. George's Hospital to add over 100 rooms. And you could add 200 rooms you want in Maribou. And that would be better. Rather than you have one main structure, you have two structures. One in St. Andrews, one in St. George's. While you develop the polytechnic, the polyclinic in St. Patrick's and St. John, where you can have 24/7 service. And you would relieve the pressure on the main hospital. So I believe the new hospital is an act of corruption and it's to sell body parts. And what is sad, the government have no answers. The private medical doctors must be glad they go make a money. And a number of Grenadians watching the government destroy the economic base. The unions must know that you're going to pay a serious price for that in the future. Because a government that come in just have to raise taxes. The threshold for personal income tax is $3,000. But you know, in some Caribbean countries, it's $1,200. So a government will just drop it to $1,200 and raise tax on houses. And we already have a shrinking middle class. You cut social programs and then you end up with more homicide and violence. And the difficulties for me is why we're letting Deacon Mitchell, the corruptor-in-chief, dismantle our economic base. I am concerned. When I see you have strip clubs, whorehouse, and the action of pimp with greater regularity in low-income areas in Grenada, we're in trouble. And the moralists of yesterday, those who used to walk around with a gallard around their neck, accountability, transparency, and good governance, they have lost their ability to speak. In low-income areas, you see the prevalence, the increase in activity of strip clubs and whorehouse, prostitute house, where you could go and pay for sex, and you could pay to see women strip naked. It saddens my heart. These things perhaps always happen in society. But when you take these things and you bring it in low-income areas and you have no age barriers and no holds bar, and this is going on while Deacon Mitchell want to drop the age of civil responsibility to 12 years old. I want somebody to convince me that Deacon Mitchell is not evil. You know. I really don't want to brand him as evil. And I pray some NDC would call and convince me that Deacon Mitchell is not sent to do evil, to mash up the fabric of our society, to dent the psychic of our people, to create division and confusion and cause social decadence? Why is it Deacon want to drop the age of civil responsibility to 12 years? Why is it Deacon mashing up the guardrails and the legislated economic discipline in place? Why under Deacon we see an increase in the house of pleasures in low-income areas? Now, if that was in Lansapina, in St. George's, you say, well, country people have to really make an effort to go there. But when it is within the community, and the people going to church, they say that is a good sign God is coming. So they ain't complaining. Because the evangelicals and others, that is a good thing for them to get members. They say, you see what I tell you? God coming. The Catholics and them say, you see, God coming. So when people leave in this church, they don't bother you. They say in the last days, people will leave the church. So the few proto-legally that they in the church, they feel when God comes, them alone they go take. That is the challenge we have in Grenada. And so much people is silent. We cannot blame Deacon alone. Deacon alone is not to be blamed. We knew he was a political neophyte. We selected them. So they are not completely to blame. We have to speak about these things. Now, why the government not paying debt? There is no justification for the non-payment of our debt. No justification. You know, the number to call is 442-0175, and you're welcome to call. We have to remember that this country belongs to us. Nobody else. We are responsible for developing the country. All of us. We can't say it's NDC and NP. All of us responsible. Yes, caller, welcome.
Okay, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Well, hello. Listen, I told you already that Deacon is following African trend. Read it, that African leaders have decided not to pay their debt in a certain way. They're not going to service the debt. They're going to take the money and do a development. If you follow the trend, and this guy is hanging out there a lot, this is what they're doing in Africa. Okay?
Well, that is nonsense.
Well,
Because
this is the
anytime you're not growing your economy, you will not have money to pay your workers or your people.
Well,
And then it
maybe
causes
the money
social
that they should
problems.
pay, maybe the money that they should pay, they're going to take that money and develop the
Well,
economy.
how you going to develop the economy if you can pay, if you take in millions of dollars from your local businessmen and you cannot pay them? How you going to develop the economy? You can't develop the economy.
It's not so much the locals, you know. I'm talking about the banks, the foreign lenders like the banks.
Well, the bank's going to put pressure on you.
Well, they know how they get it. Maybe they might get some sort of subsistence from.
I wonder if Deacon visit to Africa with his great regularities because he's a Muslim. I want to know if Deacon is a militant hardline Muslim. If he is Boko Haram people.
Well, we will find out.
You visited Taraba State. And that is a state where Boko Haram was very active. And they're killing a lot of Christians on there. Is Deacon a Muslim? Is Deacon deliberately destroying the economy? We have to ask this question, you know, because they're not answering. But we have to ask, what are you seeing in Grenada? I'm wondering if he's deliberately dismantling the economy.
Man, we just responsible for that because they see what happened in prior NDC.
2008, 2013.
Yeah, these guys and them, you're gonna come and get another pressure on us, some structural and thing. Better just leave it in their hand, let they go down the road. Yes, I'm telling you, because they developed the country, NNP developed the country. They had money in the bank, and they, when you're taking out and you're not putting back, you know what's happening. So this is what's going on, and they just take money and spend. Like somebody leave a rich parent leave money for them, and they're gonna spend it, and they don't even know how to make it back.
Yes, scholar. Well, they are seriously squandering the public funds because 3 years ago they came into power. They met over $530 million in the treasury. They got $100 million from Saudi Arabia. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
I see your partner KJ take part in independence competition. KJ, well, I back up KJ, I see KJ go down, he come up, he say he's taking the crown, he's going with that tonight.
You went?
Last week, Sunday or Saturday night, I said, well, what going on there? When I look, KJ come down quite down, Mr. Pierre. KJ go up, he come up, he go down, he come, he say, I'm going with that tonight. That is my crown tonight, Mr. Pierre. Well, I was so surprised to see where KJ fall, you must ask KJ.
Well, I didn't know if KJ does sing Calypso.
Yes, the man sing Calypso, independent Calypso.
But KJ go come on your rum shop just now.
All that, Mr. Pierre.
Since he's singing Calypso, he go end up in the rum shop.
Yes, Mr. Pierre. And when he called, you must ask him what was the position because I find KJ could have come a little more high. I don't know why they bring him down so low.
They have the finals already?
Yes, the show go already. All right.
Okay, thank you. Well, KJ will come in the rum shop. If KJ could sing Calypso, then that means he go end up in the rum shop with me. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, KJ come last. Dead last.
He come last, he come 10th.
Well, 10th, not reject. 15, I think.
15? Well,
Yeah.
don't say he come last, he come 15th.
Mr. Pierre,
Yeah.
when a government thinking about building prisons, we need to have a very youthful population. What message you sending out there? It's not a growing industrial building, not a hotel, prison. So your projection is that your system could become very criminal. So you're building prison to host criminals. Why not build industry to encourage the youths to get work, enhance their skills? But you're building prison, so you're sending a bad message out there. Why you building prison? And not a industry, not a hotel. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I think Dickneys want to make $1 billion by the hook or by the crook. And maybe the kickbacks from these big projects would give him a lot of money. That is the only what I could assume. Because there is absolutely no need to build bigger prison in Grenada. What we need to do is to cut down on crime. We don't need to build bigger prison. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, go right ahead.
Good, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Thank you, yeah.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, you're right there.
I want to find out why this Prime Minister put in Grenada in such a debt. Is a spite work he is doing or what? Since the beginning of this before he came Prime Minister, he decided to change Grenada. He decided to do what in Grenada? And past people in really paying attention of what he's saying, he was always bringing the thing plain. What he going to do to the people in Grenada? He have no respect for the people. He have no regard, and he's wicked. He's spiteful. He everything because he just going to mash up Grenada. And if we Grenadians don't listen and see what is going on and to put back this deacon there, to say as a prime minister, we're going to sorry for ourselves. We better learn. We better see. We better hear. We better listen. Look at with the scene when he came in 2022, in 2023, independent. How we call the same people what put him there. He called all Grenadians clown. I could never forget that word what he said. When are you dressed in this color and have flag waving and where are you sitting?
I don't think it was he that said that.
All you look like clown.
I don't think it was this wasn't come from the prime minister. I think it came from one of the radio personalities that is deeply the one that the prime minister named Crown. The won the award.
All right.
But it didn't come directly from him.
Because this clown thing did repeat and thing. And now the same clown set of people going and sit down with him. Now this a wicked, spiteful, and he just put in Grenada in debt. But if he don't go back there, the person what will be there will have trouble to the country.
Well, normally it's the people that pay the price. Normally a government would go up there and raise taxes, cut social program. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, how are you doing, sir?
Good, man.
With the same contract that
you're breaking out.
breaking out.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
The same contract business, yeah? The Prime Minister talking about. I think I understand what's going through the Prime Minister's mind, the Prime Minister took out the bidding process, right? To give his friends and his partner and contract. But we all know that most of the NDC supporters did not have a very skilled in their hands. So they could not do really construction work. The only skill in areas where you see what the run Redder did with the vehicle is skill in that area. They can sell things real fast, or what is not there. But when it comes to construction, they cannot really do that very well. So most of the projects they give to them, projects and then flop. They did, just name it. So now, shame. When instead of fixing the process, going back to the bidding process, you move to a different kind of game now. So you want to tell the supporters that, well, look, all you can work, all you can do the work. You're going to give you bigger friends than them now. So you're going to tell the bigger friends to build a bridge and build a road. It's kind of foolish. I don't know who come up with that idea. And then I will pay you after. But that is more problem now, Because they can, they're not still with their hands. And they have to build a bridge. Well, it's worse, So Grenadians, look out, All your money going to be wasted like crazy, Have a nice day, brother.
Yes, my brother. It's the first time you're hearing this thing because it means there are no bidding. The Prime Minister is dismantling economic discipline and the guardrails be put in place. So there is no set price what this structure would cost before the individuals build it. If you have a contract out, you have a set price and you have a bidding process. At least I think it's 3 persons must bid. But now it seems the Prime Minister wants to bypass the bidding process so individuals could do that. And that is where you wonder if it is not a deliberate act. Yes, caller, welcome.
Well, thank you very much and a pleasant good afternoon to one and all. It makes me laugh. I had a great laughter this morning between the hours of 8 and 9. I was listening to another radio station. I think that radio station name is Vibes FM from Carriacou. And there's a gentleman who speaks regularly every morning and evening, most times anyhow. And this man this morning, I call him a man because we are all human beings just alike, This is a man who is always criticizing fellow human beings, like, for example, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, the lady Emlyn Pierre, and all these kind of people. I mean, he speaks of them as though he is different to all of us. You know, he is so different. This morning he made me laugh because what he did was he replayed one of your repetition yesterday, where this guy calling Mr. Pierre, and whatnot, and talking about $60 million that they get and whatnot, etc., etc. I mean, a great laughter, you know, because I can't understand. 2 days ago, I heard him talking about dependency. Grenada is a small, dependent country. Small, dependent country. This morning, I was surprised to hear him saying Grenada is an independent. I mean, what great laughter are these guys putting up? What great show. They are all fighting, as he is saying, NP is fighting to return into office for power. But they are fighting to hold on to power. People, to the community. NDC is a one-term badge on. The only great good NDC that was around was Nicholas Buffett. So Nicholas Buffett, sorry, sir. If you're still alive, I don't know. But this guy choosing to replay, choosing to tape all the different radio stations and come back and play. You know, without these radio stations, he really doesn't have a program. He was trying to belittle a lady, well, I call her a lady, although she says she's an atheist. But he was trying to belittle her because she was probably advertising for the right honorable and the this and the that and what. But she literally makes a point clear that the prime minister, his seat is not sure. She is quite correct. She is quite correct. This present prime minister, I don't care what I get from him, what I don't get from him. This present prime minister is.
Yes, thank you, Color. You had a little break there in the end. I lost you in the end. Yeah, the number to call is 4420175, and we could just take the last caller. We have a caller? Yes, caller. Yes. Caller, you got a punch. You are the last caller.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, my brother.
Good afternoon. Mr. Pierre, some people condemn people and they're doing the same thing for themselves. Mr. Pierre, what they can do you for the whole morning? Don't Deacon. Well, are you want to kill the man now? I have to tell Mr. Deacon to be careful with all them Grenadians. Afraid for Deacon with all you.
After the independence, the first Thursday after independence, that day is Deacon Day. Because I really want to know if Deacon is evil and what is the consequences. So that day is his day. So prepare. Watch me. I want you open up I want you bowl the new ball on that day. Prepare to come out to prove to us that Deacon is not an evil person. And you know what I'm telling you?
If Deacon evil, you worse.
But me, I don't lead in no country. Me just an ordinary rustic talking.
All your spreading in this country is evil. All you encouraging man to
so that's what I'm telling you. The Thursday after independence, remember you opening back. You have to defend it. I want you to prepare about 9 or 10 points so you could defend it.
All you want to get to that because for the whole day is Deacon you talk about. Deacon on your mind now. Like you want to stick with him on your mind. I don't
you see, I read the Joseph papers, you know. You didn't read the Joseph papers?
Deacon is a great man. And he will do great things.
He dabble in their cult. Why you think he dabble in their cult?
That's why I was saying. Why I say he's a great man.
Why you dabble in their cult?
Listen, the things he's doing, he will make Grenada great.
And why are you telling so much lies?
Lies, and you can't prove none.
Why is a master deceiver?
And you can't prove nothing.
Why do you think he said the only reason the others getting is because we don't know who the NDC is?
He said we don't know who the NDC are need. Need is the power, is the operating word.
Is the operating word?
Need.
You would make a good language teacher.
All you will never do better than Deacon. Deacon build in a hospital. What are you going to build?
No, build in a hospital to sell parts, human parts. A bandit. That's a bandit.
Mitchell and them so dumb. They take all the money and go and build a hospital see. That back on us, that is focus back on us. They have banned and they are waste of money.
So right now you want a hospital to sell human parts?
A good hospital.
If they get a chance of selling us too, you know.
Eh?
If they get a chance of selling with parts too, you know.
This hospital will be the best hospital in the Caribbean.
Well, so remember, the Thursday after independence is Deacon Day. Right. So, and you are to defend Deacon. Yes, scholar, thank you. As we round up today, the first scholar made an important point that I think we should spend time on. Every government have a responsibility to continue development. When we change a government, we expect the next government to do better. We don't expect the government in power to make the mistakes of the government that passed. Nobody is perfect. So when we selected NDC, we expected NDC to do better. We did not expect them to victimize workers. They came to power on the 23rd of June. And by the 5th of July, there was firing workers. And those were low-rank workers. A lot of women, between 35 and 55, they were firing people that was working with government between 3 and 19 years. They fired them. They fired 31 workers in Grand Bay Estate. And all for political mischief. And we don't know why the government is dismantling the economic discipline. Most countries in the Caribbean, they're ill-disciplined where economics is concerned. They're not managing properly. So the previous government worked with the International Monetary Fund and legislate economic disciplines and preserve the guardrails. And this government is dismantling it. It is the first time in the history of Grenada that a government fired one of their own ministers because the minister is concerned about corruption. I have never heard that in my life. A minister go to the prime minister and he said there is massive corruption in national lottery. And that minister was fired. So it means the prime minister is harboring and encouraging corruption. We objected to the fact that the prime minister and several members of his top echelon was selling passport. And we pointed out, who is going to do the check and balance? So he was even shocked and surprised and disappointed when it appeared that the prime minister make a deal with Peter David to sell passport. 1 month before Peter David launched his party in a most undemocratic manner, he and Deacon seems to have made a deal to sell passport. That must have disappointed a number of people close to Peter. We await Peter's explanation to Grenadian public why he decided to make a deal with Deacon and sell passport. Was he ordered to? You know, we accuse Peter of just being a front, a Trojan horse, somebody pulling the string. We don't know if the same people that is pulling the string on Deacon is pulling the string for Peter. But every Grenadian ought to be concerned about the economy. Government could make mistake, but if the economy goes into free fall again, all of us have to pay the price. All of us. You see a government coming with raise taxes, raise housing tax, cut social program, move the tax threshold from 3,000 to 1,200. Everybody will be affected. And this government don't even know how to deal. We have a foreign affairs minister that didn't have no sense. And this is what we end up with in Grenada. So this is not about NNP or NDC. All of us are affected when we have a government that don't have sense. We want to thank you very much for being with us today. Always remember to let local content grow. We are a small country, but we could be very impactful. And based upon how the internet operates, we need to move Real FM. Encourage your brothers and sisters, your family members to subscribe to Real FM. We're struggling. Give us a blind. Help us to grow. Thank you very much.
When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis Pierre at the wheel. Politics to faith, the latest trend.